Kentucky Speedway as we get ready for round number 4 of the iRacing Marion Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Gen 4 Series here tonight in the Bluegrass State. 4 wheels, bourbon, and racing here in Kentucky as we get you ready for 90 laps tonight here on the Captain Esports Network. Of course, I am the captain. We welcome you in. And we have got qualifying coming up here in just about 30 seconds or so. We'll get that underway, but let's look at the point standings as we enter tonight. Stephen Miles leading by 7 over Chris Lewis in this series. Casey Carrington is third. Let me make sure I have the right series because I don't remember Lewis winning in the series. This is what happens when you have to take care of multiple things at once. I'll explain in a minute. Yep, I definitely had the wrong point standings. Give me 1 second. We'll get you updated point standings. But either way, there's your truck standings. And for those who are curious, before they race at Atlanta coming up here on Thursday, that was actually a race that has been purchased by a driver to sponsor. So that race has been flipped over to Atlanta, the old Atlanta, for the truck series coming up here this coming Thursday night. As we hit the right buttons here. There we go. There's your updated point standings for ARCA. Kyle Ethier leads for over Stephen Miles by 2. Randy Cornwell, Ryan Whitaker, and Alex Bryson 12 points behind with Nick Uricchio. There was actually a 4-way tie for the points lead going into last week's race. So this battle here has been very tight throughout the season. So what is going to happen here tonight, we shall see. But right now qualifying is underway here on the track. It's track a 1.5 miles, kinda like Texas, so to say. It was originally 2 15-degree banked corners, but then they decided to chop and screw up the turn 1 area and make it 17 degrees with a lot more turn in the radius there. So pretty much you can almost go wide open through that corner, and then you go down the back straightaway to the more traditional Kentucky turn 3. That is more of a sweeping corner with the 15 degrees of banking. A track that was built back in the late 90s, hosted plenty of Xfinity and Truck Series racing, IndyCar racing, and that kind of thing. But then, obviously, the Cup Series came in 2011. They did some work, did some different things, then redid the track, and then it became what is now a catch-all, if you will, for Fords after a storm, I believe, cleared out one of the areas, and I've heard rumors it might come back to the schedule next season. So I don't know. We'll see when it's all said and done. But Kyle Ethier right now on the pole as Randy Cornwell brings the 22 across the line. And Randy right now P6, 31.26. Brandon Alphin, the Kentucky driver, 30.83 is on the pole right now. Ethier up to second. Bryson, Craig Martin, David Fite. Sure, we'll get speeds close to 190 miles an hour down to turn 3 before they slow up. A pretty good amount. Cornwell's actually coming to pit road, so he must have finished his 2 laps. And Ryan Whitaker on pit road. He just knocked the wall down. Never mind on that one. Stephen Miles, he's just coming out of pit road, so let's go to the 0-2 here of Zach Mertez. Who wanted to down the back straightaway here. This is where you'll get the big speed right here down to turn 3 and 4 where you almost feel like you're parking the car. As the 0-2 of Mertez P5, 30.92. As Stephen Miles on the track. Got close to hitting the wall there. It looked like off turn 4. Maybe had to get out of the throttle a little bit. And I have to wonder if he hit the wall because it did not count that lap. Brings out turn 4. Does a good job keeping off the wall this time by across the start-finish line. And P6, 30-94. No, he's going to be not happy about that one. So Brandon Alphin going to be on the pole here tonight in the Kentucky Bluegrass State. The Kentucky driver lives in the, I believe, Mountain Washington area of said Kentucky. Wins the pole here at the track, which, by the way, is going to have some interesting characteristics on it tonight because the track is actually set up to go 8x the time, which is usually 4x. But, you know, I figured I'd make it interesting, I guess. So I doubled up the time. So we're going to be going into the nighttime. And if we race long enough, we might go into the daytime again, which would be interesting here. But here's the bourbon boy here, Brandon Alphin, Scott Satterfield's favorite player, as he wins the pole here tonight, 30-83. Congratulations there, Brandon. I know this is a track that, according to Lewis, has never been ran on the TI schedule. So to be back home finally and win the pole for the race has got to be exciting.
Yeah, it feels good. You know, got Shelly up here in the stands coming to watch me. So she's sitting in the turn 1 right there. So, you know, ready to rock and roll for tonight. And then, you know, see what we got.
Is she a big blonde female lady?
She does. She does have blonde hair, that dyed blonde, kind of that Baywatch look. So you can't miss her. I'm sure the camera's going to go right at her.
Oh, man. Well, hey, best of luck to you. And I'm glad you didn't even react to the Scott Satterfield burn there.
They lost to Miami of Ohio last week. So I was already texting my people I know up in Cincinnati. I told them whenever they hired them, said they set the program back 10 years.
Nice.
So you know how I feel about them.
Well, I well know how you feel about him. Well, great job on the pole, and let's go lead 90 laps now and win a race. How's that?
That sounds like a plan to me.
All right, buddy. Brandon Alphin on the pole here tonight. He'll start next to Kyle Ethier there in row number 2. Row 3, Alex Bryson and Craig Martin. Row number 3, Zach Mertez and Stephen Miles. Row 4 sees David Feit and Ronald Piles. Row number 5 is Randy Cornwell, Ryan Whitaker. Row 6, KT McCann and Stephen Melnick. Row 7, Sean Lester, Nick Uricchio, Clement Downing, Dallas Childers, Aaron Beaver, and Dominic Russo. The 18 drivers that'll run for 90 laps here this evening at the Virtual Kentucky Speedway. As cars are all grid off, pace car will roll off here momentarily. I'm going to go ahead and put up the weather over here on the right-hand side so you guys can see where everything... Oh, the time actually reset itself. Oh, look at that. Thought we'd be racing into the night, but, well, now it's 1 o'clock, so we'll be here for a little bit. So we'll see what happens, I guess. I thought it's funny when I put up the session, it said it would be 6 o'clock at the start of the race, and I'm like, all right, fine. I didn't even look at it and set it up. I just clicked on and went on, but it went back to 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So it looks like we will not be starting into the evening time, but instead in broad daylight. So they got good practice at least in the weather that they're going to be racing in. So that's good news. I think they can hear me out there. Just gonna double check real quick with the guys. Hey guys, somebody give me a mic check so I can hear. You did it for me. Thank you. All right, so everything I said about the whole end of the day thing just went bye-bye. Apparently it's going to reset itself to 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So, good luck. Yeah, you can't change that. All right, Brandon Alphin. Kyle Ethier in the junior all-star car from 2006. I think that was the year you ran that one. Alex Bryson, Craig Martin, Zach Mertez, and Stephen Miles there on the outside. As we come to the Green Flag Kentucky Speedway, it is race 4 of the TI Gen 4 Series presented by Marion Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Our cameras tonight presented by TrackCams22.com. You check them out online on Facebook and in the iRacing forums at TrackCams22.com. As they send it down into turn 3 and 4. Alphen leads lap 1 already by a 10th. Bryson, Mertes, Ethier, and Craig Martin there in the 4th position. Miles setting in there behind him there in 6th. As Piles back here climbing the hill already. I don't know if Ronald knows something I don't know about that top side, but hasn't worked for him yet, but who knows? That might come after him here in a little bit. This is probably the widest track, I believe, on the NASCAR circuit when it comes from that yellow line to the outside wall. Yeah, plenty of room to race here. Randy Cornwell here, 8th position right now. What kind of speeds we run here? So we're up to 185 mile an hour or so into turn 1. Slow it down to about 159 here. Let's see what kind of speeds we get down the backstretch here. About 185, and then you slow way down into 3 and 4. Up here, Zach Mertes inside Alex Bryson takes the spot away. Ethier coming with him here potentially. As I said, plenty of room to race there. Bryson able to hold off Ethier. So the usual 35% fuel tonight with the 3 sets of tires, so expect pit stops here probably around lap 12 to 15, somewhere in that range. Track temp up to 122 degrees. That's going to climb, actually, and then tank down pretty quickly. So this track's going to get slick for a little bit. Basically, a best way to look at this time-wise, obviously, 4X is usually what every 15 minutes is an hour of race time, basically, on the sim. So 8X, you double that. So let's go, what, every 7.5 minutes is an hour. So we've already hit, at lap 8, we've already gone past almost an hour sim time. So you do the math on that, 7.5 minutes times 6. So roughly about 45 minutes into this race, we're going to be sitting already at 9 o'clock at night. Puts an interesting dynamic into this. Good racing right here. Ethier trying to get to the inside of Bryson. You see Miles now has come up to 3rd. He saved those tires a little bit, and now looking to the inside of the Zach Mertes 02 car. Oh, Mertes puts himself in the wall, trying to angle into the corner. Very easy to do here. That's going to cost him 2nd, maybe 3rd. Brandon Alphen's driven away already to a 1-second lead. as Dallas Childers comes to pit road. Let's go back here where Ryan Whitaker, Randy Cornwell, KT McCann, and Ronald Piles. This is the 9th through 12th positions here in battling. Mertez under attack as Bryson climbs the top side here. As Randy Cornwell comes to pit road, lap 13. Here's the first of the pit stops. I'm assuming it's going to be fuel only. See if he jumps on a set of tires here real quickly. He does not. So fuel only for the 22. He rolls away. So that's the first of many pit stops here. So the leader, Alphin, pulled away to about a 1.5 seconds lead to start. And a lot of those guys have reeled him back in. As Bryson going to lose a spot to Kyle Ethier. Ryan Whitaker to pit road. It'd be fuel only for, like I said, all these guys. And here comes a lot of the leaders right here. Alphin, Miles, Mertez, Ether, all the way down to 7th. Comes to pit road here. So Piles going to get himself a bonus point for leading a lap. Everybody fuel only, pulling away. As Piles, Lester, and Melnick now come to pit road. That should cycle everybody around. Nick Uricchio, the only one not to pit, and here he comes. So just like that, pit stop's going to be over with. Let's see if Cornwell does any kind of undercutting here as I watch him up on the track map there. And it looks like he's going to come out right about where he was. I don't see really any major changes. As I look at pit road deltas here, everybody did. This is actually a really phenomenal job. I mean, everybody 39, 40 seconds on pit road, except for Clement Downing, who did 50. So great job by the field here to enter and exit pit road. It does spread the field out just a little bit here. Cornwell did jump up to 6th, by the way, by pitting a lap earlier. There's KT McCann there in the 95 car. Of course, tonight the last race that the captain will be broadcasting live from his Georgia studios. As tonight is it. We pack our bags and everything and head to Indiana. where Friday night will be the next time you hear from me. Thursday night's truck race will not be a live broadcast because I'll be arriving in Indiana at that time. I mean, I'm not going to say there's not a chance I pull off a broadcast Thursday night. I mean, maybe, but chances are slim to none. Put it like that. It depends because I got to get there at a certain time for all this to be able to work out. So, and then get everything hooked up. So, just put it like that. I mean, yes, I would like to, and I'm going to try to be there Thursday night, but more than likely there will not be a Thursday live broadcast. However, if one of the drivers saves the replay and sends it to me, I will gladly, maybe Monday afternoon or somewhere during the week, put the broadcast on the air and let everybody watch what happens Thursday night from Atlanta. So Brandon Alphen leads by 0.7 of a second over Stephen Miles. Zach Mertez is third. Alex Bryson right now P4 as he's up there running the boards. Craig Martin right now P5. Randy Cornwell slipping in sideways there in P6. Ryan Whitaker P7. David Fite in P8. Hello, Sarah, by the way. KT McCann right behind him there. That's your first battle for position right there, P9. Let's actually go further back. Here is Dominic Russo. Runs the inside lane here on Aaron Beaver. And we'll take the 11th spot away. Maybe. Beaver's going to fight him on the top side. As I think Russo dropped the drumstick or something. Now, I said everybody had a good pit stop. However, Kyle Ethier, 2 laps down. And I see a 44-second pit stop for him, along with a 48 for Piles. So something tells me they sped on pit road. So they're going to need some help of a caution here. Watch the battle for third here as Alex Bryson putting the pressure on Mertez. Mertez got a little bobble there as Bryson goes to the inside. Gonna enter a little shallow here, but should be able to clear the 0-2 into turn 1, and he does. Appreciate the viewers watching tonight. If you're enjoying the broadcast and you're new here, hit the subscribe button. If you're not, well, go get some people. Let's up that number up a little bit there on the broadcast. Appreciate everybody who is joining us. So no matter what, I do say thank you as always. Check out Craig Martin here. 6th position, just got passed by Randy Cornwell there. For some reason those twos always end up together. 22 and 222. Mertez getting back past Bryson, so not sure if Bryson made a mistake there last corner or what happened. Cornwell trying to, or I should say Martin trying to open up that top side a little bit. You see him get slightly loose. All right, so Bryson back past Mertez. They can't figure out who wants to be in third more. "13 cars on the lead lap here. Gonna be back on pit road in the next 4 laps. can clip in the apron just a little bit there as he tries to get to the inside of David Fight. Keeping an eye on the lead because it looks like we got a battle there shaping up too between Alphen and Miles. All right, Cornwell back to pit road. The first one in here, lap number 29. This should be, I would think, a set of tires right here. There you go, right side's going on, 4 tires and fuel. And my timing and scoring all of a sudden is going bonkers. As Stephen Miles comes to pit road. And it looks like we lost Ryan Whitaker. He might have blinked out or something. Not sure what's going on there. And 4 tires and fuel for the 24. So the undercut here, I think, is going to play a big role. Okay. And I just got kicked out of the server. What in the world? All right, technical issues. So right in the middle of green flag pit stops. It's always nice to get kicked out. I knew something was kind of weird going on because, like, I saw Bryson and a couple others having issues. All right. So it might be a minute before I get back in there, it looks like. Let's see if it actually... Yeah. All right. Did iRacing just crash on us? There we go. Going in. So I guess while this is all going on, this gives me an opportunity to go check out the old website, Marion Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, or Dodge Jeep Ram. Sorry, let me get that right. In Marion, North Carolina, where you can still get the fuel for a year. You can check out the information there at marioncdjr.com, of course, while supplies last, and so on and so forth. You can check out their website and so much more. Pretty cool website, by the way. Yeah, I don't know where Lewis is, by the way, for those curious. Yeah, I don't know. All right, so Stephen Miles looks like now leads this race. And we'll get everything updated timing and scoring wise. As I'm guessing the time is going so fast it screwed up everything. Literally. Might be the longest green flag run we've had in a very long time. And all right, there we go. Got all timing and scoring set up here after everybody came down pit road the second time there. So now Miles leads by 2.5 seconds over Brandon Alphin. Zach Mertz now runs third. And once again, Alex Bryson is on his back bumper and getting him loose. Bryson doing everything he can there to get around them, but they're third and fourth. Randy Cornwell now runs fifth after his pit stops, and then Craig Martin now up to the sixth position. KT McCann having a good run, seventh position for him. And then Sean Lester back here in the Bass Pro car, running in the eighth position. Aaron Beaver running ninth with Stephen Melnick there in front of him, 13th, unfortunate lap down. There's Dominic Russo, last car of the top 10, but first car a lap down now in the 10th position. Nick Uricchio running in the 11th position. David Feit running 12th. Stephen Melnick, as mentioned, running 13th. Ronald Piles, unfortunately, is 2 laps down now. So is Clement Downing, and so is Kyle Ethier, who had issues on the first pit stop and sped from what I believe happened. Just to get everybody caught up with who's running where now, as we're 5 laps from the halfway point. And apologize for the technical issues. Track temp down to 113 as we are at the 4:30 mark now. So already in 41 laps, we've crossed over somewhere around 3 hours or 3.5 hours into this race sometime. So the track should start gaining more grip here. So Miles still leading by 1.8. Should see more pit stops here in the next 2 to 3 laps, around lap 45. And I would expect everybody here again to do no tires. Maybe 1 or 2 cars might try a no tire strategy, but wouldn't be surprised as we look at Bryson. Dale Bryson, that is. Two racing really hard, really clean though, which is definitely great news. Cornwell not close enough to attack on their end. Everybody's pretty much spread out now, except for these two. That's why I've kind of kept it on this battle. There's this battle shaping up here between Russo and Uricchio. So Cornwell, yep, they're right on cue as I thought. Back on pit road, so here it is at lap 45 now. And And Miles, Alphin, all the leaders coming to pit road, or at least two of them right now on pit road. And I see Cornwell actually taking tires there. 2 tires for Cornwell. And fuel only for both the TI cars as they pull away. And now Zach Mertz is leading this race. And it looks like Mertz and Bryson going to come to the pit road at lap 47. So they'll hand the lead over to Craig Martin. Let's see what Martin does. If he decides to pit, he is going to pit also. So is McCann. Here's Sean Lester in 3 right now. Sean going to give himself a bonus point here, potentially for leading a lap. It's a good opportunity to see who is getting tires and who isn't here. And right now, the only one I've seen that has changed tires potentially in this stop was Cornwell taking the 2. Otherwise, everybody else looks like fuel only right now. Ethier had a penalty on pit road or something. So as we come up to 40 laps to go next time by, Sean Lester going to bring the 31 to pit road. That'll hand the lead over to Stephen Miles. Brandon Alphin to move up to second, and Mertz and Bryson. And there's actually a little bit of a gap. Well, I say a little bit. They're actually right on each other again. Up front, Miles has a visitor. A hometown boy. Brandon Alphin has caught the back of the 24. Check back here in the lap down cars as Dominique and Eurykio battle for 10th and 11th. They're out here dancing and two-stepping and things. So 53 laps complete. Miles out front as we take a look at the schedule for next Tuesday, which is race number 5, as we're already halfway through the schedule. We're going road racing at Sonoma. 30 laps next Tuesday night. Look how Brandon Alphin in that race. That dude, and there's something in Sonoma with that man. But that next Friday night. I'm sorry, next Tuesday night. You would think being off the last 2 days, I would actually be not tired. But when you have an arm problem or something with a pinched nerve or something, and a couple other things going on in life, pretty tired right now. Oh, Bryson turning it everybody's turning it sideways now. And this is the battle right here. It's been like this the whole entire time. Mertes and Bryson just racing each other clean, racing each other hard. You still got 2 stops to the end of this race. Mertes and Bryson about 9.3 seconds back. It's kind of funny. I told these guys during practice, I said, hey, this race might end going into the daytime, FYI. But then thankfully the time actually reset itself before the race started. So we're actually going to go into the nighttime here, likely for the last couple laps. But that'd been an interesting twist. This is Mertes heads to the grass. Not sure if he got loose or if Bryson got in the back of him. Let's see what happened. Yeah, they weren't even close to each other. Mertes just lost the back end. Good job by Mertes to save it. Nobody ran him over, so well, that's another way for Bryson to take the 3rd position away. The Cornwell should be on pit road this time by. Question is, does he put left sides on here somewhere? Yeah, otherwise, he's only got a set of tires to work with for the next 30 laps of this race. And KT McCann's going to come to pit road. And so is Miles. Here comes Alphin right behind him. All right, 4 tires and fuel for those guys, and they will pull away. And KT right there between them. No, he's got the new Camaro nose, I believe it is. So Bryson going to come to pit road and hand the lead over to Mertez as the 38 is in. So Bryson going to go right side tires here, and I believe use his second set probably up, so he'll have one set to use between now and the end of this race as Mertez comes to pit road. Let's see if Craig Martin sends it in from the top side all the way in. And that should be the last of these guys to come to pit road, and that should hand it back to Miles, who is under attack in the battle for the lead with Brandon Alphin. And Kyle Ethier's crashed to bring out the caution, turn 2. Bad night gone worse. And the first caution at lap 64. Noses it into the wall. So unfortunately, caution is out for the first time. So everybody get lined up here behind the pace car. We'll see the leaders come back to pit road. Or not. So we'll see some cars here likely take tires if they have them. And others maybe top off the fuel cell and try to get off cycle here just a little bit. So with the leaders staying out, nobody will get the wave around. Lucky dog should have been Casey McCann. So he'll get back on the lead lap in the 8th position there after the first caution. So again, tonight we'll broadcast this, and then next time you'll see us will be Friday on the air. Hopefully everything will be connected and set up right. That'll be the only thing that keeps me from being on the air Friday night. And should be back on schedule after that. Matter of fact, let's see. I'm going to take a look at something here real quickly. The weather in Georgia here, 67 degrees right now. That's a good thing. It's pretty nice and comfortable outside. Let's see if I can slide up here to the city I'll be moving to. Well, let me mark it. I'll get his cooperate with me. Give me a second here. What in the world is the TITL League? No, I am not. I am going to be moving that day. For some reason, it won't let me put the I got this weather app I use now. It's called My Radar. It's actually a pretty cool app. And there's a tricky way to get it to... Oh, there we go. I got it to work, I think. Maybe. I don't know. It's getting ready to go green. Huh. Where I'm going is 3 degrees cooler right now. That's it. Even though it's 500 miles away. Actually, 600. The Captain 600 coming up Thursday. All right, so we come to the green. At lap number 68, so 22 laps to go. Still got one stop to get to the finish of this race. And an opportunity for you guys to turn it up. Up front, Brandon Alphin has taken the lead. From Stephen Miles by 3/10. Zach Mertz only a half second back. Bryson a full second back. And Craig Martin with issues had to serve a penalty. And I think I knew when his happened. See, as we go to the green here. must have got it there jumping to the top side there. Those two cars started out pretty slow, and I don't know if they were just waiting on the green here or what the deal was. I'm going to go on board here and yeah, leaders took off. And if he passed those cars before the green, then yeah, that's unfortunately a penalty there. Bryson scraping up the wall a little bit, so Martin comes out of the pits, unfortunately 2 laps down after the penalty. As Lester and Eurykio battle up here for the 8th position as Stephen Miles comes to pit road. Window opens up, and here come the leaders, at least one of them. So Miles went ahead and ran this tank out and then came to pit road instead of doing a strategy call of coming to pit road and then maybe splitting in half. Randy Cornwell on pit road, so is Melnick. Miles taking tires and fuel here. 14.9 for him as Brandon Alphin on pit road here. This is the money stop right here. And 10.4, that's 2 tires for Brandon Alphin. So let's see where Miles comes out here. I like the call from Alphin. Take a chance. So Brandon Alphin's into 28 over into 3 and 4, and there's Miles right behind him. So we'll have to keep an eye on that as Eurykio now stays out. Mertes on pit road. Two tires for Mertes. As Beaver and Lester come to pit road. $7.1 for Beaver, so he must have went fuel only. 9 laps to go. Eurykio still leads, and he will have to pit one more time. Should be in the next lap or so. And he's going to come in right now. So here comes the 36 to pit road here. And that'll hand the lead back over to Brandon Alphin. The 2 tires going to be up front here. Zach Mertes going to be second. Alex Bryson third. The top 3 all took 2 tires. Miles with 4. Once I get past Eureka here, I'll be able to show you where they're actually at time-wise. There we go. So Mertez 1.7 back, Bryson 2.1, and then Stephen Miles 2.8 seconds. This might have won off in the race. Unless he gets a yellow here. That's what he does not want right now. Oh, Mertez crushes the wall off too. Six laps to go now. Where have we seen this before? Bryson versus Mertez again. Mertez got the wall again. Alphen was the biggest mover last week in points after missing a race or two. He jumped up into the top 15 in points after this race. If he can win, he might jump into the top 10 with the way the point structure is. Miles has fallen back 3 seconds, so the 2 tires is turning out to be the way to go here. Three to go. I mean, imagine that. Mertez hits the wall and he starts pulling away. That's kind of weird. 1.4 seconds separating Mertez from Brandon Alphen. 1.8 back to Bryson, 2.9 to Miles with 2 laps to go. Mertez has cut it down to 1.9, but unfortunately might be a little too late. Final lap for Brandon Alphen. Goes out there, wins the pole. And he's going to use a 2-tire pit strategy here to go to victory lane potentially. If he doesn't wreck the car first, gets loose, so does Mertez. Got it down to a second. You take a trip down I-71, you get to Louisville, Kentucky. This man went to the college, the University of Louisville, pitched for them, and now is a Kentucky winner in TI. Brandon Alphen wins. 2 tires to victory lane. Mertez, Bryson, Miles. Eureka finishes top 5. Wow, nice job by Nick. Casey McCann finishes 6th. We didn't even make it to the nighttime. He's going to try to Larson this thing, burn out in front of the grandstands all the way around the track. Too much brake. Pretty good if you ask me. Not bad. As Alphen takes it to victory lane as we take a look at the final results here tonight from the Bluegrass State. Alphen wins it by 0.8 of a second over Zach Mertez. Alex Bryson third. Stephen Miles, he'll be pretty pissed. Finishing fourth. Nick Uricchio fifth. KT McCann finishing sixth. Randy Cornwell seventh. Aaron Beaver eighth. Sean Lester ninth. Dominic Russo 10th. Stephen Melnick 11th. David Fite 12th. Craig Martin, Rana Piles. Kyle Ethier finishes 15th with Clement Downing, Ryan Whitaker, and Dallas Childers for a second straight race, finishing the last two positions. Interesting. Feel bad for them. As we'll talk to our top three finishers, Bryson kind of sitting over here on his own. After his top three finish here, as Alex joins us. Congratulations, man. Good top three finish. Was there some kind of like chain or some kind of hook that had you and Mertez like stuck together the whole race?
No, me and Mertez did have a good battle. We were just talking about that. So shout out to him for racing me clean. And, you know, I think we were pretty even in 1 and 2, but I think he definitely had my pocket there in 3 and 4 for sure. That's something I've always struggled with here in 3 and 4, but kind of surprised I finished third though, so I'll take it. But yeah, I had great racing with everybody up front.
Looked like he dropped his pocket at one point too down in the grass, but either way, man, it was a great race. Talk a little bit about obviously the 2-tire stop. You, Mertez, Alphen all took 2 tires and seemed to be the way to go.
Yeah, I just kind of went with my gut there. I know in certain situations and certain tracks, you know, I'll take 2 and kind of chance it. And, you know, luckily it held up there. I didn't know those 2 took 2 until the end here. We were just talking, and I know Miles took 4, so I don't know what happened there. Because he was up front most of the race with him and Alphen. So I kind of figured I'd be racing for the third. But, I mean, I take it. Like I said, I didn't expect to be in the top 3. I kind of expected to finish at least 4th, maybe 5th, the lowest. But I mean, overall, just a clean, fun race.
Well, great job tonight, man. Congratulations on your 3rd place finish, and send some shout-outs.
I got to send shout-outs to you first and foremost. I mean, you put on an amazing broadcast week in, week out, no matter what league it is. I got to thank iRacing, Marion, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep. I'm sure I'm forgetting some other automaker because I'm not looking at my car right now. Ram. See, I'm a Chevy guy, so.
Whoa.
So shout out to them. Got to thank my teammates. Brandon Alphen, Stephen Miles, Chris Lewis, who's unfortunately not here tonight. Gotta thank my wife and my kids, especially my wife let me take the time out of our busy lives to do this. Shout out to my dad, shout out to my wife's grandmother. I'm sure they're watching back home. Yeah, that's all I got.
There you go. Congratulations on your top 3 finish, and PR class will start here in a few minutes.
I figured it would.
As Bryson finishes in 3rd in tonight's race, so congratulations to him. As let's talk to our 2nd place finisher tonight, Zach Mertez, who had a pretty good battle there with Alex there for a top 3 position. You, I think you dropped your hot pocket or something on the front straightaway at one point, went and got it in the grass, and you come back, take 2 tires, and battle Bryson once again. It was like you two were stuck together the whole entire time.
Yeah, we were pretty much stuck together the entire night, and I feel like it slowed our momentum a lot trying to keep up with Alphen and Miles, but I mean, hey, we still brought it home good. The cautions played in our favor. I thought I was going to have another issue of going a lap down again. Same thing that happened to me in the trucks, but it played out in my favor. I was able to come out on fresher tires than everybody, and I was able to stick with them there at the end. And then the strategy started coming into play. I thought I could maybe take a little bit of fuel and just ride it the rest of the way and maybe finish in front of these guys, but I figured 2 tires would probably be best. Stay with them. I've been at a disadvantage all night. Kentucky is not one of my best tracks, but we still get it done. P2. I'm really happy with how things turned out tonight.
Yeah, it was a great effort on your part. Obviously, great consistent run, and obviously it's got to feel good points wise too for you tonight.
Yeah, clean effort.
Well, I don't know about that. You knocked the wall down a couple times in the same spot last couple laps.
Didn't hit any cars though.
That's fair. But a wall's like a car in iRacing.
Yeah, we'll call it that. I still finished the night with a 0x though. Well, no, I'm probably sure I got a 1x from that little escapade through the grass.
You dropped your hot pocket out there in the grass like we talked about. So, but great job here tonight, man. Send some shout outs whoever you like to.
Yeah, I gotta send a shout out to iRacing. We swept the first 4 positions, 1, 2, 3, 4, and yeah, just gotta thank all my sponsors: Pit Stop TV, CC's Business, Avengers Racing, Burning Rubber Radio, Butler Built, the Mohawk Foundation, 4 Mile Productions, everyone who makes the dream possible. We unfortunately had to step away from real life racing in the Legend car right now due to lack of funding. We had to cancel the remainder of our season, which is unfortunate. These things tend to happen when it comes to racing. We had a few financial issues pop up, and we thought it'd be best just to not try to spend any more money the rest of the season, but we are still looking for any potential sponsors that want to come on board, that want to help us out, keep our program alive. We've got a lot of stuff in the works for the Legend car, hopefully a few things outside the Legend car next year. So if you do want to hop on board, you can always send me an email at mertisracing102@gmail.com. That's MERTESRACING102@gmail.com. You can always go and chat us up on the website, mertisracing.com, or you can shoot me a DM on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. Anywhere that you can get in touch with me, absolutely come talk to me. We want to start doing anything we can for businesses to be able to get on these race cars and hopefully be able to put ourselves in a really good position for next season.
There you go. Well done tonight. And yes, get out there, help this man out. As soon as I get moved, I might even help the man out. So we'll see. But good job tonight on this side, and keep up the good work.
Absolutely, and thank you for the great broadcast, Chris.
I do my best. But that is Zach Mertes for finishing in the second position here tonight. And our winner ran away. What else is new? Y'all want to see something funny? See if I can make this work. I can't make it work. I tried. Well, anyways, Brandon's then jumped to another channel, so apparently he didn't want to talk to me. I was going to see if I could jump over into that Discord and bring him to another channel, but it is what it is. Good job to Brandon on winning the race. I would think out of all the people, I'd be the one he'd want to talk to right now. But nothing to say. I was even going to let him sing a little Morgan Wallen if he wanted. But great job by him. Great job by the field. Only one caution here tonight. Knows what, 18 cars? But still put on a good show. Sometimes it's not the quantity of cars, it's the quality of the racing, and that's what we got here tonight. So definitely happy for everybody. And yeah, we'll move on next week to Sonoma. And that's it for me here in Georgia. We're going to head to Indiana and hopefully be back on the air Friday. And if I can get set up quick enough, I'll be here Thursday night. But I wouldn't hold my breath on that one. So I'll let everybody know on social media as soon as I can. Points-wise, I'll just say it verbally. Miles leads by 8 over Randy Cornwell. Alex Bryson, 10 back. Kyle Ethier, 12 back. And Nick Uricchio, now officially 12 back. So, as it looks in the point standings as of right now. So, let's go on from there and head to Sonoma next week and go from there. Appreciate Marion Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram for sponsoring the series. And, of course, to all the fans, all the viewers for watching here this Tuesday evening. And everybody stay safe out there. And always remember, this isn't just a game. It's iRacing. See ya!